Hi friends. So in this video we are going to discuss a new chapter of economics class 10, that is globalization and the Indian economy. So before discussion about the chapter we should first know what is globalization. So when we are talking about globalization is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies and governments throughout the world or worldwide. So, did you understand what is globalization? It is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. So, now as consumers of today's world, we have a wide choice of goods and services before us. Okay, wide choice of goods and services. Now we are able to get cars, automobiles, camera, mobiles, and many things now we are able to get at our doorsteps. So now our markets have been transformed. In one way, we can say markets have been transformed. So how can we understand this rapid transformation? We can understand this rapid transformation by studying about globalization. So that's why the study of globalization is important, because we can understand the rapid transformation of market. So how this production across countries are happening, or it's happened how? So production across countries done through MNC or multinational corporation. Okay, multinational corporation, MNC. They done the production across countries. So what is an MNC? We should understand what is an MNC. MNC is a company that owns or control production in regions where they can get cheap labor. Okay, cheap labors they will get, and other resources. They do like that because in this way they can earn more profits. Okay, did you understand? They can earn more profit in this way. MNC. Okay, so if we'll talk about an MNC, suppose MNC they does their production activity in various countries. Suppose they will go to China for assembling the product. They will manufacture in one country, they will assemble in one country, they will set up their call centers in one country, mainly in India. Why they are doing like this? They are doing like this because of profit. In this way they can save up to 50 to 60% of cost of production. Okay, did you understand? So interlinking production across countries, how MNC are doing interlinking production across countries. MNC set up production where it is close to the markets should be close. If markets should be close, then definitely they will be benefited. Then they should get skilled and unskilled laborers available at low costs. Skilled and unskilled laborer also they want low cost, but in low cost. So that's why they will search for these countries. Availability of other factors of production should be there. Then government policy should look after their interest. Suppose they are coming to India, the Indian government should support the MNCs. Without proper government policy, it would be difficult for the MNCs to set up their production in India or in any other country. Okay, so MNCs, when they come to one country, they are doing their investment. So here we have to understand what is investment and what is foreign investment. Investment means what? When we are talking about investment, the money spent to buy assets such as land, building, machine, and other equipments is called investment. And investment done by MNC is called foreign investment. So MNC done what? What type of investment is done by an MNC? That is known as foreign investment. They are doing their investment in foreign countries. So MNC does foreign investment. Why? Methods. MNC does foreign investment, and MNC also applies different methods, variety of ways to spread their production. Okay, MNC they have variety of ways to spread their production. So what are the ways how MNC spread their production? First thing MNC are doing, they are doing by setting up partnership with the local companies. They are setting a partnership with the local companies. So here where what the MNCs are doing here, without directly establishing production centers, MNCs setting up partnership with the local companies. Local companies are also getting benefits from that. But how? How the local companies are also getting benefit? They are getting benefits in two ways. First thing, MNC can provide money for additional investments. Money they can get local companies, additional investment MNC can provide money. Second thing, MNC might bring with them latest technology for production. So for technology and for money, the local companies sometimes they are setting a partnership with the MNCs, or the MNCs setting a partnership with the local companies. So it will be benefited for both. MNC can set up production in various countries, and local companies also they can get their own benefit. Second method, second method of MNC, they are doing what? By using the local companies for supply. For supply, they are using the local companies. So what they are doing? Sometimes we are buying shoes, dress materials, and other items in the brand name of popular MNCs. But do you know, these are not directly produced by MNCs. Actually, they buy it from the local companies and sell in the market by using their brand names and earns a great profit. So what the second method? By using the local companies for supply. Then third, by closely competing with the local companies or buying them up. Sometimes they are closely competing with the local companies, and sometimes they are buying them up, they are buying the local companies and turn into a very profit making organization. So these are the ways in which MNC spread their production in various parts of the world. So now we'll understand about foreign trade and integration of markets. Foreign trade, what is foreign trade? When we are talking about foreign trade means when the trade is going on between so more than one countries. Okay, that is known as foreign trade. So how foreign trade is helpful for us, and how foreign trade helps in the integration of market? Because foreign trade creates an opportunity for the producers to reach beyond their domestic market. Foreign trade creates an opportunity for the buyers to choose products or to buy products according to their choice. Wide range of choice is coming in front of the buyers due to the foreign trades. Did you understand? Suppose we will take the example of a company which is working within India and it is producing suppose different kinds of electronic goods. If government will not allow to other foreign companies to come to India and to sell their products, then what will happen? The people of India, they will not get a wide range of choice in front of them to buy different kinds of electronic products. But if foreign trade will be there, then it will be easier for the buyers to choose different kinds of goods, and it will be easier for the producers to reach beyond their domestic market. Competition will increase, they can earn more profit. Did you understand? So in this way, what is happening? Foreign trade is creating a link between different countries or international trade. It is resulted in the international trade. Okay, so now we will understand globalization and the factors that have enabled globalization. So globalization, I have already told, it is the rapid integration of interconnection or interconnection of countries, rapid integration or interconnection of countries, and MNCs are playing a major role in the globalization process. Yes or no? So more and more goods and services, investment and technology are moving between countries. You have to remember, more and more goods and services, investment and technology are moving between countries, and there is one or more way in which the countries can be connected. This is through the movement of people between countries. So globalization, two things are there. One is what? Goods and the movement of goods and services. One is what? The movements of people. When the goods and services are moving from one place to another place, or the movement is going on between one country to another country, that is also coming under globalization. And when people are coming, people are moving from one country to another country, that is also coming under globalization. So now we will understand what are the factors, different factors that have enabled globalization, why globalization has become so successful nowadays, how globalization has become successful. First one is technology. Due to technology, globalization has become successful, because due to technology only, rapid improvement in technology has been one major factor that has stimulated the globalization process. Okay, and this has made possible much faster delivery of goods across long distances, lower cost. Delivery of goods can be possible due to technology. Then information communication technology, nowadays it is very fast. Nowadays suppose a newspaper, it is designing, the design of the newspaper is happening in India, but it is publishing in England. like this it is happening. How? Due to the advancement of technology. Then another thing, most important thing, that liberalization. Okay, so liberalization, when we are talking about liberalization, previously different trade barriers were there, restrictions were there, set up by the governments. Okay, for the movements of goods and services between different countries. Okay, so trade barriers are some restrictions that have been set up by governments, and the government can use trade barriers to increase or decrease or regulate foreign trade, and to decide what kinds of goods and how much of each should come into the country. Tax on imports is an example of trade barrier. Tax on import. Suppose something is coming to our country, government will put tax on that. So this process was going on when our country got independent. At that time this process was going on because the government wanted to protect the Indian companies. Okay, protect the rights of the Indian companies. So that's why liberalization was not happened in India in a possible way. Liberalization was not happened in India. So many kinds of trade barriers were there, but when we are removing the barriers or restrictions set by the government on trade, it is known as liberalization. Did you understand? And liberalization has become possible in India after the year 1992. So 1991-92. Okay, after that liberalization has become possible. Previously, in order to protect the interest of the local companies, the government put different kinds of trade barriers. Okay, so now when the government imposes less restriction than before, it is said to be more liberal. Did you understand liberalization? Liberalization means what? Removing barriers or restrictions set by the government on trade is known as liberalization. So due to liberalization, what do you think? Liberalization, so many good results are there of liberalization. So many companies are coming, then people are getting a wide range of choice in front of them. So in this way, liberalization is helpful. Okay, so now one organization is there, that organization is working, okay, for the liberalization process all over the world. So that organization is known as what? World Trade Organization. So World Trade Organization is an organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. Liberalize international trade. That means World Trade Organization is giving notice to most of the countries of the world. Nowadays, at present, 164 countries of the world are currently members of the WTO or World Trade Organization, and it has established rules for developed countries regarding international trade, so that these countries can allow free trade for all. Okay, so different countries, they can allow free trade for all. Did you understand? So if free trade will be there, then what will happen? Liberalization. If liberalization will be there, then definitely globalization can be successful, and rapid integration of countries can be done in a better way. Okay, so World Trade Organization is working for the liberalization process, or for liberalization of foreign trade and foreign investment policy. Okay, now so liberalization, do you think World Trade Organization, what it is doing for various countries, do you think it is going on in a proper way? Sometimes it is not going in a proper way. Why? Because the rich countries of the world, sometimes they are not following the rules made by the WTO, and what they are doing, they are pressurizing the developing countries to follow the rules made by the WTO. So what is happening? The developing countries, they are not when they are following the rules made by the WTO strictly, but the rich countries, the developed countries, they are not following, and sometimes it is creating inequality all over the world. Did you understand? So in this way, World Trade Organization is working. Now we will understand impact of globalization in India. How globalization has affected our country. So in many ways, globalization is affected. Okay, first thing, globalization provided greater choices to consumers who now enjoy improved quality and lower prices on several products. Improved quality they are getting, lower prices on several products. Okay, then globalization has resulted in higher standards of living. Okay, then globalization, due to globalization only, our Indian company, they are also becoming multinational corporation. Due to globalization, they are going outside India, they are also selling their products in other countries. Okay, And due to globalization, what happened? Created new opportunity for company providing services, particularly in the IT sector. So in this way, globalization has affected our country, India. Are you all clear? Then the struggles for a fair globalization. When fair globalization will be there, it creates opportunity for all and also ensure that the benefit of globalization are shared better. The government can play a major role in making this possible. So some of the states that the government take are, it can ensure that, so how fair globalization can be happened. What are the steps government can be take? It can ensure that labor laws are properly implemented and the lawyers, workers get their rights. It can support small producers to improve their performance. If necessary, the government can use trade and investment barriers. If necessary, okay, according to the situation, if necessary, government can ensure trade and investment barriers. Then it can negotiate at the WTO or World Trade Organization for fairer rules. WTO sometimes rich countries they are not following the rules made by the WTO. So government can negotiate with the WTO for the fairer rules, and it can also align with other developing countries with similar interest to fight against the domination of developed countries in the WTO. So in this way, a fair globalization can become. If a fair globalization will become, everyone will be get benefited. Okay, interest of every kind of companies, interest of every all the nations can be happen in a better way. So in this video this much. In next video we will discuss the main points of this topic. Thank you all.